Namaskar and a very good morning. Welcome to the audiocast from Kotak Securities. I'm your host and guide, Anindya Bannerjee. Geopolitical situation is still tense. Russian banks, many of the banks have been expelled from the SWIFT banking network. At the same time, the Russian central banks, a chunk of their assets have been frozen, which is basically limits their ability to intervene in the FX market to prop up the ruble. And इससे कारण Russian ruble is down over 40% against the dollar. But उसका कोई blowback global financial markets में अभी तक देखा नहीं जा रहा है. Yes, oil prices are a bit high around 101 के आसपास, Brent. But dollar rupee is trading lower. Offshore में 75.0810 के आसपास on the spot, which will be around 75.2830 on the March futures. Now, volatility is going to be high because as the headline emerges around this conflict, the markets will respond. But the question is, has dollar rupee begun to move lower? क्योंकि it has been seen that in dollar rupee जब भी कोई major chart gap form होता है, जैसे ये 74.55 और 75.10 के बीच है, because the market had opened gap up on 24th of Feb. So dollar rupee tends to fill that gap unless something dramatic has happened in the world. But as of now, तो वो दिख नहीं रहा है because the markets are still trading fine globally. तो अगर वो situation है तो dollar rupee may try to fill this gap. अगर वो वैसा है तो dollar rupee can go down all the way to 74.50 or 60 levels on the spot. But again, as I said, this is going to be very volatile. So it is not important to give to do a pre-commit to a particular side of the trade, because as of now we have to understand this situation is fluid and volatile. So in such situations we don't want you to pre-commit to a particular side of the trade, but to understand key market में क्या possibilities है and what are the instruments to use in such situations. And जैसे जैसे the trend is going to evolve during the day, we will give you updates and trading calls, and accordingly you can position yourself, because flexibility is important now rather than just taking up just having a bias, because the market is not giving a clear-cut bias. एक तरफ, if you follow the headlines, it looks like the dollar should rise, but दूसरी तरफ the price action is clearly saying that the dollar rupee is going down. So in such kind of a conflict, you should remain flexible and accordingly trade depending on which side the market moves during the day, because there's going to be a two-way volatility. The options is a preferred route in such scenarios. Abstain from shorting options, but if you are looking to short options, then use hedge strategies so that unlimited risk flow now. For example, instead of selling a straddle or a strangle, which we will not recommend now, if somebody at all wants to short the VIX, the USDINR VIX, then one way would be to use hedge strategies like a butterfly or a iron condor. Put spreads are preferred over shorting futures, and call spreads are preferred over buying futures, because futures maybe in this volatility your stops can get hit much easier. The important levels to keep in mind, 75 के आसपास एक support है on the spot, which will be around 75.15.20 on the March futures. अगर वो break हो जाता है and dollar rupee begins to trade below that, then it can go all the way to 74.60 on the spot, which will be around 74.80 on the futures. Upper level में 75.20.25 on spot is going to be a major resistance zone, and followed by 75 half the. These are the broad levels to keep in mind, and how to play this market we have already outlined. Cross currency may we would suggest in this high volatile times to stick to intraday trade and not take overnight positions, because large gaps can happen suddenly on the three cross currencies, Euro, GBP and Yen. JPY INR will be extremely sensitive to the change in the risk appetite in the financial markets. So that's it, folks. This is Anindya Bannerjee signing off. A fantastic day ahead.